You sit down in court, your stomach tight, and the lawyer says, "We'd like to enter the child's therapy records." You feel your chest drop. A private conversation suddenly under fluorescent lights. That image is why we're talking today. Welcome to Danni's Den, your weekly mix of law, love, sports, and pop culture. I'm Danni, and today we're going to make privacy in kids' therapy feel less mysterious and more manageable. Here's the one-sentence guide for this episode. Protect your child's privacy, but never at the cost of safety. That's the balance we want. Privacy practices that keep therapy useful, not weaponized. Quick roadmap. I'll give you a few exact questions to bring to the therapist, 2 calm scripts to use with a co-parent or coach, a real example of what different kinds of notes look like, and 3 immediate steps to do after this episode. If you're dealing with a legal fight, get an attorney. This is informational, not a replacement for advice. First, how confidentiality actually works. Therapists aim for privacy, but it's not absolute. If a clinician believes a child is being harmed or is in immediate danger, they must report that to authorities, so safety rules override secrecy every time. Now, records. Therapists keep different kinds of documentation. A progress note might read, June 12th, practiced breathing before school. Parent reports fewer tantrums. Continue skill practice. That's factual, brief, and generally shareable. A psychotherapy note, personal reflections or detailed session dialogue, is treated differently and often has higher protections in some settings. That distinction matters if anyone asks a court to see notes. Who can be asked to hand over records? Courts can issue a subpoena for relevant material. Schools, coaches, or youth leagues may have incident reports that end up on someone's desk. If a judge thinks a document affects a custody or safety question, it can be reviewed, sometimes privately by the judge first. So assume anything written could be seen and act accordingly. Okay, exact language you can use with a therapist. Say this. Can you tell me what you document after each session and whether you keep separate psychotherapy notes? If a court or school asks, how do you decide what to share? Or shorter, what will you put in writing about my child? Those 2 questions open the provider's policies fast. A second set of exact phrases for a co-parent when tensions are high. Try this, spoken slowly. I want us to agree on what therapy updates we'll share and how, for our child's safety, not to score points. Can we try a short summary after sessions instead of raw notes? That frames the ask as teamwork. If the other parent pushes back, have a backup. If we can't agree, let's ask the therapist to provide factual session summaries only. Dates, focus, and observable behaviors. Nothing verbatim from our child. That keeps reporters factual and reduces the risk of quotes going into court. When records actually surface, therapists usually consult their legal team before releasing anything. Courts weigh relevance and privacy. Sometimes a judge reviews records privately and decides what stays sealed. If you get a subpoena or hear one might be coming, pause and call an attorney before reacting. An attorney can ask for protections, sealing orders, redactions, or in-camera review to keep sensitive material out of public files. Practical protections you can set up today. Number 1. Request a written confidentiality policy and put agreed limits in a signed consent form. Number 2. Ask for session summaries that focus on behaviors and what to do at home, not what the child said word for word. An example you can request. Session summary. Worked on stop and breathe strategy. Observed fewer meltdowns at bedtime. Continue skill practice. Follow up in 2 weeks. Keep it short and objective. Number 3. Use joint sessions for topics like transitions and school plans. If both parents hear the same conversation, there are fewer separate notes to fight over. Number 4. Track attendance and goals. Dates, goals set, and observable progress. That builds a record showing therapy is a supportive tool, not evidence of parental failure. A quick coach story. A parent once told me a coach mentioned family stress in front of the whole team after a loss. The kid was mortified, and the parent had to repair trust. Fix? A short email to the coach works wonders. Try this wording. Please do not discuss family matters with the team. If there's a safety concern, contact me directly at parent phone. Otherwise, please limit communications to logistical or health-related info only. Keep it task-focused and clear. Coaches usually want to help. They just need boundaries. Remember the safety first rule. If a therapist suspects abuse or imminent harm, they will report it. That duty is to protect your child and should never stop you from getting help. If confidentiality is your big worry, say so. Clinicians are used to navigating this and can explain what they document and why. Before we breathe together for a second, my R&B 90s pick to steady a frazzled mind is Brian McKnight's Back at One. Put that on, take a deep breath, and jot down these 3 next moves. Music helps reset tone when you're about to make a hard call.
Quick recap. 3 concrete actions to do right now. 1. Ask the therapist these exact questions about documentation and psychotherapy notes and get answers in writing. 2. Request brief, factual session summaries instead of full transcripts and put consent limits in a signed form. 3. If records are subpoenaed or you fear disclosure, contact a family law attorney immediately to explore protective orders. Keep therapy accessible and keep the focus on safety and support.
If you want help framing those questions or sample email scripts for a coach or co-parent, that's exactly the kind of practical thing a local attorney or clinician can help you draft. And if you have a specific legal issue, email me at danielle@thelegalassistantcenter.net to request a free 30-minute consultation. That's a real offer to see if I can help. If this episode helped, hit subscribe so more parents get practical law, love, sports, and music tips in a 10-minute listen. Thanks for spending this time with me. Let's keep therapy safe and useful for our kids. Let's chat. Take care.